Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I am Liz Quinn, your lead Scentsy consultant. Now, everything that I have for you today, which is about Bring Back My Bars January 2023, will be available from January the 1st till the last day of the month. You can club them, you can order them anywhere within that time frame, but it's a limited time offer that only lasts for the month of January of 2023. So, I have the first grouping. There are so many bars in Bring Back My Bar Crop, 25 total. And I've got 15 of them warmed and ready to talk about for today. So let's just start with one of my favorites from the bunch, which is the Rum Raisin Cookie. Now, Scentsy says that Rum Raisin Cookie is freshly baked cookie dough sumptuously spiced with rum, raisin, and clove, which will transport you to the corner bakery. Now, I think it transports you to Grandma's kitchen and the corner stove with cookies baking. And it is so good. It's really, really rich. Now, I had the opportunity to bring all of these bars to my husband's side of the family and let all the ladies sniff them, and the reactions were hilarious. There were some absolute ew, gross, no reactions about this bar, although they didn't warm them. It's all cold sniffs. But I love it. It's got the oatmeal cookie. It's got a little bit of clove. It's got lots of raisin. It's got the rum. It's just wonderful bakery goodness. And this is probably going to go into my quarterly club, so that I'll get 3 or 4 a year, and maybe I'll buy a couple extra just to stock up on the front end. It is a strong, good bakery scent that I'm probably not going to melt all the time, but I will crave it, and it is wonderful. All right, another one which was totally a winner as far as performance and scent is Cranberry Muffin. This was amazing. I don't know if I've actually smelled this one before. There are a couple of cranberry spiced muffin-y type scents that float around Scentsy that are older. This was so good, right up at the top of my list of wow, and yes, I'm getting some of that. And this one even has actual like spices in the bottom of the bar. I can't remember another Scentsy bar that's ever had that. Like the oils, they're so heavy that they sink to the bottom, and it's just cranberry goodness. So let's see if I can find what Scentsy says about this one. I have to kind of look up and down on my list here. So this one's down at the bottom. I loved this. It's got good throw. It's got a wonderful, warm cranberry muffin. Warm, very baked goods with a cranberry note. Very holiday to me kind of a smell. So we have bursting with bright cranberries enveloped in a buttery brown sugar batter with nuances of walnuts and toffee. Absolutely, this one is a winner for me. All right, the next one is really interesting, and I am going to club it. It's probably mostly going to be a fall melt for me, and that is the kind of mysterious Autumn Stroll, which I've never smelled before this wonderful Bring Back My Bar round. But I have to figure out, there it is. Okay, so they have this whole long-winded description here, but we've got autumn leaves, dusky plum, warm incense, and spice. And it has absolutely all of that. It is such a unique bar. It's cozy. It's a medium level performer. It's not going to blow you out of the house, but it's got long-lasting, warm, autumnal goodness in it. It is just a fantastic bar, and I'm very, very happy to have tried this for the first time. All right, now we're going to get into bars where I have things to compare them to. None of those was I able to pull anything out of my own stash and say, you know, this smells like this and this smells like that. No, but all of those that I just mentioned were unique, beautiful, good performers, and I would absolutely recommend them, especially if you like bakery and then spicy woodsiness with the Autumn Stroll. So, honestly, the closest thing to Autumn Stroll, but it's more Christmassy, is the spiced berries, which a lot of people seem to be familiar with. This one was a scent of the month a long time ago. I think it was a December bar. And it's so good. It's got the incense note of Autumn Stroll, but then all these deep notes of myrrh and berries and very mysterious Christmassy kind of smell. Let's see if I can find the actual description here. Spiced berries is frankincense and myrrh, wafting beneath decadent berries to create a timeless scent. And it is. It's a classic Christmas winter berry scent. And the one that I would compare this to that we have already had, this was in last year's holiday trio, is Joy and Wonder. These two are very similar. Now, I slightly prefer spiced berries because it's warmer. It's a little bit more rich. But they both have that incense quality, and the Joy and Wonder to me smells more like a mulled wine, where the spice berries really smells like berries. And we were preparing the antique recipe Italian spaghetti sauce the other day to do the last Christmas party on my husband's side of the family. I had Joy and Wonder melting, and we were working with a really deep Merlot in the sauce. Totally smelled very similar, the notes coming out of both the kettle of sauce and my Scentsy warmers. So I hold to the whole mulled wine thing with incense in Joy and Wonder. If I could club both of them, I would absolutely pick the spice berries first, but I got a pile of this last year when I didn't know that spice berries was coming back. So I'm good to melt these guys even in alternate warmers if you want like a deep, dark, incense-filled January kind of a day. All right, and then the next one, and this was really, really good, you guys, is the gorgeous Woodland Suede. This is unique out of this crop of Bring Back My Bars. There's nothing else like it. So let's see what Scentsy says about this one. I think that one's up at the top. This is supposed to be a tranquil wooded wonderland, redolent with red oak, smoky cedar, suede musk, and bright winter lemon. And I definitely get almost like a mossy, lemony brightness from this, and then the rest is all deep, woodsy musk. It's very warm. It's not a cool cologne scent. It is a masculine, woodsy, deep scent that is earthy and gorgeous, and it is the closest to our old Cozy Cabin, which I miss a lot. Now, between the two of them, I like Cozy Cabin just a little bit better. It's very much just like the situation of the last two bars. The Woodland Suede is beautiful though, and if you miss Cozy Cabin, get this. I'm probably going to put it in my club or at least get a stack of 6. This is so, so good. And the Cozy Cabin is more like bayberry and musk, and it's just a slight amount warmer. Little bit, I would say, friendlier, more indoors, where this is a little bit more outdoors and woodsy, but man, I almost, as I was walking up and down the stairs, because I did this in the basement, just the whole big space down there, tricked myself into thinking I had put this in instead, so they're really close. All right, another one, which of course was my like emotional, oh, I know I love that bar, but it was a bit of a surprise melting. Autumn Blaze Maple. I will tell you 2 other things that we have had or do have that this really reminds me of. It's very interesting. So Autumn Blaze Maple is supposed to be apple, pumpkin, maple syrup, cinnamon, and smoldering oak. And I do agree it has all of those things in it. And it is so good, and that's actually what's in my winter retreat warmer back there. But this particular bar, I had not had the pleasure of melting maple apple bourbon when Autumn Blaze Maple was around, because they were at different times and retired in different seasons. Maple apple bourbon is stronger, but many of those same notes are in the Autumn Blaze Maple. So this one is definitely heavier on the oaky quality and the maple syrup quality. But if you like the maple apple bourbon, you'll probably love the Autumn Blaze Maple. And it was almost like maple apple bourbon and apple s'mores had a baby to create Autumn Blaze Maple. So if you love apple s'mores, if you love apple s'mores, which is kind of a cult classic, sort of a Scentsy bar, you'll probably really enjoy the Autumn Blaze Maple. So apple s'mores has a whole lot more of that like smoky cedar. This is the strangest bar with the marshmallow and the apple and the cedar and the graham cracker and the coconut milk. It's one of the weirder combos that Scentsy's come up with, but people just adore it. And the sweetness that's in this with the apples, you get some of that from your Autumn Blaze Maple. So I'm very happy to have it. But seriously, it really smells like you smooshed these 2 together and got this. So I just wanted to let you know that if you had frame of reference of either of these 2 and loving them, I think you'll absolutely love this. This is probably going to go in my bi-monthly club, or I'll put it in my quarterly. And again, I'll get 2 or 3 front-loaded so that I can melt this all during the fall. I have it in right now. I will melt this again in the wintertime because it's so good, probably with the maple apple bourbon. Or if I wanted to balance the sweetness, I will melt this with toasted acorn and oak and alternate warmers, because that doesn't have the sweetness of this, but it has the oakiness. So good. Medium throw, a little bit strong in the beginning. It's my favorite bar out of this entire group, and I love it. Okay, the next one, which is a close second or third, so many of these bakery bars were amazing, was Sticky Cinnamon Bun, which I knew was a good performer. This has lasted the longest of all the bars I've tested so far out of this top 15. It's long, strong, beautiful cinnamon. It's not as heavy as your Cinnamon Bear. This has that beautiful cinnamon roll vanilla frosting quality that gives it more sweetness, and then over time some of that burns off and you get mostly just a good strong bakery cinnamon. It doesn't smell as strong in the clam as when it warms up. It is beautiful. This is going in my bi-monthly, absolutely, hands down, no questions asked. It is so good. And honestly, it reminded me in profile with bakery added very much of vanilla cinnamon. Vanilla cinnamon has no bakery note, but the same kind of cinnamon is here that's in the other one, just sweetened up, has a similar strength, similar profile, but it also reminded me, now there's not really any cinnamon and there's more pumpkin, it reminded me a bit of pumpkin cinnamon swirl, which neither cinnamon vanilla or pumpkin cinnamon swirl are good and strong quite like the Sticky Cinnamon Bun. And this one, of course, has all that pumpkin, but the cinnamon roll quality of this comes out stronger in Sticky Cinnamon Bun. I remembered loving it, and I absolutely do, and this will be going in my club and never coming out again. All right, another one, which I think I'm going to club, this one's on the bubble, is Crumb Top. Now, this doesn't smell like a darn thing when you first put it in the warmer, like on cold. It sort of smells like sugar cookie. It sort of smells like oats and honey. It sort of smells like not a lot. You put it in that warmer and it smells like crumble topping, you guys. It's rich, it's buttery, it's gorgeous. Several hours into my melt though, I did get a little bit of kind of a popcorn note, and then that went away again, but then the intensity dropped. I will have to melt a good amount more of this to see if this is going to replace oats and honey in my club, but I do have oats and honey here to sniff in a comparison, and also sugar cookie, because honestly, Crumb Top is sort of like a more interesting version of sugar cookie also, and let's see what Scentsy says about the notes in Crumb Top. And I think I forgot to read you Sticky Cinnamon Bun. We'll go back and do that too. I got all excited about it. Sticky Cinnamon Bun is supposed to be cinnamon and sweet icing with nutty nuances. I don't really get anything nutty. I just get wonderful, really good bakery cinnamon with a vanilla frosting, especially at the beginning of the melt. But going back to our Crumb Top here. Must be up. Oh, here we go. Oats, butter, brown sugar. Yes, but oats, butter, and brown sugar is much more predominant in the oats and honey. Like, you really know that there are oats in this bar, which was from our last Bring Back My Bar last summer. So this is an excellent mixer, and I was kind of hoping I could take it out and replace it with Crumb Top, but I don't know if they might be a little too different. Crumb Top definitely gives you that magical sweet streusely coffee cake smell. So this one, a lot of people were disappointed that Buckleberry didn't have a bakery note. Even though oats and honey is very good, I really want to try Buckleberry with this. I think they will be pitch perfect as long as the Buckleberry doesn't boss the Crumb Top too much. And then the sugar cookie, I wanted to compare these two. Sugar cookie is, more of a cookie dough, and the Crumb Top is more rich, more buttery, more golden. But these two are also quite similar. So I'm absolutely going to be trying out more of this and deciding exactly where I want it in my club and for how long, but I'll probably at least throw it in because I think I'm going to love this one. One of the better surprises of wow, when it warms up, it's got so much personality. Okay, now the next ones are bars where I will definitely get at least a couple more, but I don't think I'm going to club them. The first one of those is the coconut pumpkin pie. This is beautiful, but it's just not quite special enough that I think I want to put it in the club itself. It has the coconut, it has the pumpkin, it has the spices, and it has a little bit of a note that isn't my absolute favorite that kind of reminds me of gingerbread donut. Now, both of these are, gone bars. When I melted the bar of gingerbread donut that I got from one of these special retired 4-bar bundles that you could get in the fall, I like it, but I don't love it, and I feel kind of the same about the coconut pumpkin pie. It's an excellent bar. I'm not saying I won't get more, but I just don't know that it's club worthy. It's not super, super strong, and it's not super, super rich. And the coconut with the pumpkin, with the spices, it works, but it doesn't like sing for me. So, and I remember really liking this bar, but kind of feeling that way as a September scent of the month several years ago. Kind of feeling that way when I melted it back in the day. So, you've got pumpkin, nutmeg, maple sugar, and coconut. And I wonder if it's the maple sugar with the pumpkin with the coconut that, like, it's good, but it's not, especially when you melt it, quite as strong or as rich as I would hope. But definitely check it out if you like that type of scent. It's not bad by any means. Okay, and another one that's sort of in this category is fried ice cream. Fried ice cream has intrigued me for forever because I have not smelled it. Now, I would say this is a little bit more solid on scent profile than the coconut pumpkin pie. This one's a little bit more rich. But the majority of what I got out of this are like the cornflakes on the outside of your fried ice cream. Because you know how it's like a cinnamon sugar cornflake thing that you roll over the vanilla ice cream, then you fry it, and then you put hot fudge on the top. That's primarily what I got out of this. So I liked it, but I didn't love it. So let's see what Scentsy says about fried ice cream, which must be the other way on my list. Let's see. Yep. Vanilla with a nutty touch, cinnamon and caramel. Man, all I really got was cornflakes. Warm, gooey, like toasty, caramely cornflakes on the outside of your ice cream ball. It was good. It just wasn't like, wow. So, some people have been saying that it smells a lot like churro churro. Now, the fried ice cream is definitely a good medium performer. It's better, and it's got the cinnamon in it. It's better than churro churro. But the thing about churro churro, and the reason I never take it out of my club, even though I always think I'm going to, is the vanilla in this bar. It's a terrible performer. I know you have to baby it. The vanilla in this is like no other vanilla that I've ever smelled from Scentsy, so I refuse to give up the ship, even though I think this one performs better. So you can probably pull this if you're not in love with it and replace it with that. I'm just in love with this enough that I'm not going to. And then on the same level of strength, Graham Cracker Crunch is not like a dupe for fried ice cream by any means. But to me, it feels like it's in the same vein. A little bit stronger, a little bit more rich, but it's got that similar like caramelized quality. So I wanted to just say that too. But of course, this one has peanut butter and everything else in it. So, you know. All right, next I have the two coffee scents. Now, I like them. It's just, I don't think either of them is excellent enough to take up space in my club, but the Perk Me Up's probably the slightly better of the two where I'm going to want 2 or 3 of them to put away. It is a good medium coffee scent. It reminds me of like a Tim Hortons coffee or a Folgers, and it's got just this kiss of hazelnut. It's very much like a donut shop kind of coffee. It's not super rich and dark like something you get from Starbucks, and it made a nice, pleasant scent in the house. And if it was a little stronger, I might club it, but that's kind of my complaint with both of these coffee scents is they're nice, but they're sort of timid. So also the hazelnut latte, and I'll read the descriptions on both of them. The hazelnut latte, I actually like the idea of this one better, but it wasn't real strong when it was throwing out of the warmer. So this is sort of creamy, sort of hazelnutty. Will I get more? Yeah, I think I'll probably get 2 more and put it away. And I will melt all the rest of these to make my final decision. And of course, by the end of January, you'll see that I've totally flip-flopped on what I decide to put in my club. It always works that way. But as of now, I don't think that this one, because performance wasn't awesome, is going to be in my club, but I want some more. So what does Scentsy say about both of these? Let's see which one I come across first here. Hazelnut latte. I didn't get any cinnamon. They say there's a sprinkling of cinnamon on a light, fluffy, frothy top of a latte. It gives you the kick that you need to have much needed energy. Okay, that doesn't tell you a lot. To me, it's like a very coffee, hazelnut, frothy milk bakery scent, but it doesn't have that extra oomph that I would want to carry it through for several hours and keep it in my club. So then the Perk Me Up is a perfect cup of coffee, strong brewed Guatemalan coffee with a touch of hazelnut. I don't see it as being very strong brewed. I see it as like medium roast and not too strong. I've not smelled Coffee Tree. My thought is that one's probably stronger. So these were both very nice. And then another one that was very nice, and I'll probably get 2 or 3 to put in my bedroom. I was surprised how much I liked Quiver. It is still an old lady boudoir scent, I'm telling you, but it's beautiful. And I now see why people have voted this back, but it's not so good. And because it's a bedroom scent, I'm not going to go through that many. I don't think I'm going to club this. So Scentsy says that it's vanilla flower, sandalwood, and tuberose. And yes, it definitely is those. And it's a sophisticated, really nice, romantic, musky scent. So I was impressed. If you love your romantic lady boudoir scents, definitely put this in your club. I just don't go through enough of it that I think I should justify it. So then we are down to one where I don't think I'm going to club it, but I am going to do the rest of the bar before I decide for sure. And that is Vanilla Cream. This is very good. The only reason I wouldn't club it is because I already have Simply Vanilla, which is slightly better. And this, to me, now that I've warmed it, is right smack dab in between Simply Vanilla and Vanilla Bean Buttercream. It's like you put the two of them together. This Vanilla Cream has a lot of the same personality as Simply Vanilla, but it's got more body, it's more rich, it's a little heavier. So it's not all the way to the buttercream side like the Vanilla Bean Buttercream. So in that sense, I think I like it better than Vanilla Bean Buttercream, but it just doesn't quite have the beautiful soul of Simply Vanilla, which is the best, like absolutely the best vanilla scent ever. It's phenomenal. So if you didn't get Simply Vanilla in your club, put Vanilla Cream in. If you're a vanilla addict and you absolutely love Vanilla Bean Buttercream also, put this one in your club. I found it to be a little bossy when I was mixing it. I tried mixing it with clove and cinnamon, which is super strong. It really muted the clove and cinnamon. So it's one of those bars where I think if you play around with it, you may find that you really want to keep it in your club. So again, I'm going to melt the last 4 cubes of this before I make an absolute evaluation. I am definitely going to get more to supplement my Simply the Vanilla though, because I'm always out of Simply Vanilla. So, and the last one, I don't really like it. I put it in my basement because I knew it would be, doable down there, and that is Peppermint Rush. Now, if you love Perfect Peppermint, but you want Perfect Peppermint to go to the ski slopes and get a little bit herbal, get yourself some Peppermint Rush. This thing is so strong. Oh man. And Scentsy says that Peppermint Rush, what did they say about this one? Peppermint in all caps, vanilla in all caps, and an accord of freshly fallen snow. There is something in this to me that just reads like oils, health food store, a little bit too on the natural side. I don't love it, but it sure made my basement smell fresh, and it does have that snowy quality, and it's got lots of peppermint. And if there's vanilla in here, I don't smell it. So your Perfect Peppermint is a little bit more ladylike, a little bit better behaved, I guess you could say. This one smells a bit more like a peppermint candy and less like a peppermint oil. It's, I guess if I had to pick, I'll take the Perfect Peppermint. Anyway, but if you are a peppermint person and you love that almost like outdoorsy fresh quality, this is a really good, strong bar, and it does an excellent job being what it says it is. So, in recap, I think that if I could only pick 3 so far, I've got them buried in here. I would definitely be clubbing Spiced Berries. I'm absolutely going to club the Autumn Blaze Maple. And then, man, this is kind of a tough, like, next. What would I do next? Oh. Nope, where'd it go? I really, really liked Woodland Suede, Cranberry Nut Muffin, and Autumn Stroll. So I will talk to you guys soon. God bless. I hope that these are helpful, and I'll be back with another video soon on the other ones. Bye-bye.